However, there are ways you can stack the odds in your favour, because you are wholly reliant on that fish hooking itself in terms of your bomb fishing. And then your waggler fishing, it's all about stacking the odds in terms of hitting the bite. So I'll touch on setups dead quick because bomb's quite straightforward. Waggler, there are a few little bits that make a difference. So we'll go on waggler first. So 11-foot rod for me, because we're on quite a small enclosed lake, no point having anything overly long. If I was going on loco and things where you might be fishing 4 or 5 foot deep, longer rods, it's just easy to cast when you've got more trailing line, so to speak. So 5 pound reel line, nice thin line. That's for me is a nice compromise. Yes, thinner is nicer, it casts better, it casts further, but the trade-off is you're running the risk of getting broke. So swings and roundabouts a little bit really in that sense. But so 5 pound line, 1 float stop above, 2 below, and your little snap link, and then just loop your hook leg. The key with it is, obviously, I know some of you guys came last year, is how you set your floats up to cast further. So any feeders for distance, front weighted. So I'm just trying to do the same thing in terms of this waggler. So as you can see, I've made myself a little link, little ring, a heavier weight and a lighter weight on a swivel, so I can clip my floats on and off to suit whatever I'm doing. I've got all different weight floats. The game is you want the lightest float that you can cast in and it sits still. So I'll just put these onto cast so I can see what my float's doing. So you see, float's there, stock's lovely.
Yeah, well done, nice.
When I cast this in, I know it's tangled but it'll not matter. So I cast in, stop it, float pops up, you get a bite, you see I'm straight to it. What I don't want is my rig all bowing. I'm getting a massive bow in my rig, there's something wrong in the sense that my float's too light. So there, that's how I want it. Yeah. Nice and direct. The other key is how your float goes in. So you see that went in like a bag of spanners. You're not going to get a bite.
You want that plop?
You want the plop, and then I pick up and I'm tight. That's the game. There are days where you can't fish a waggler because obviously it's wind orientated. So again, horses for courses. Don't try do something if you physically can't do it. And that's it really, dead simple, dead straightforward setup. The game is changing your floats, so hence a massive box full of floats. On lakes like this, where I'm fishing for smaller carp, smaller F1s, chucking littler distances, and fishing with smaller pellets, 4mm and 6mm pellets, I would rather use, them smaller style floats, you know, the minis, as opposed to the thicker top ones, because there's less resistance to the fish. You're fishing for littler carp, littler F1s. If you've got a great thick buoyant float, that fish has to work a hell of a lot harder to pull it under. So that's why on this instance I'm using the small ones. However, if I'm going on a loco, everything's a massive carp and I'm fishing with 8mm pellets, fishing further, it's windier, it's more wind orientated, heavier floats are better. If it's really windy, balsa style floats, because what they do is they sit better in a wind because the actual material the float's made out of is denser. This, for instance, is just a pocket of air in theory, so as soon as it's windy, it just wants to float, you know, it wants to drift off. Because wood is a denser material, it sits a bit better in a wind. All makes sense?
Yeah.
Are you compressing them?
The problem with them is how short they are.
Yeah.
So they're alright, but that's a hell of a lot longer than the 6 gram in a Preston. Like, they're alright them Prestons, but they're still a bit drifty.
Yeah.
I don't think they're a proper balsa float. I think they're like they look like a coated plasticky type thing. Another little setup, I've just put the float on some power gum. Because that acts as a shock absorber. See the stretch in it?
Okay, nice.
I can just lasso it to my main line. The issue with this float is you're stuck with that float on.
Right,
so
okay.
you have to set 4 or 5 rods up if you want to swap floats. Obviously, it's not really viable for a lot of folks to have 5 pellet waggler rods. But when you're fishing for, like on here for instance, you cast into islands, you might be fishing a clip because fishing dead tide. On that strike, it just gives you that bit of give, that margin for error, so to speak. So you hook one, it just cushions everything a little bit. The only problem with that is it's fixed. But on the lake like this, if you're not fishing a 2.5 gram waggler, it's no good anyway. In honesty, you're probably fishing too heavy a float.
So how'd you gauge the weight you need then?
The floats, so these are Dren and Waggler weights that are on them.
I know, but on the conditions to take to you, what sort of?
Oh yeah, so if you cast it and your line's bowing,
Right.
your float's too light.
Okay.
So, have we got any little baby ones that will move? Well, you're only looking for sort of a 10-15 second window.
In between each cast, okay.
Got any little tiny ones. So we'll touch on that as we get fishing. Bomb fishing, dead simple really. 9-foot rod, for me that's the way I like to go, mainly because of the distance. We're not chucking far, but also it makes everything easy. You're casting the rod. When you start using 10-11 foot rods over this distance, you're flicking the bait. You're not actually casting the rod properly, and it's so hard to be accurate because you're trying to hold the rod back, if that makes sense. Whereas with these sort of smaller length rods, you're still casting the bomb or the feeder or the waggler, whatever it is you're fishing with. All makes sense. So in terms of fishing, I'm just going to loose feed towards that left hand point because there is a bit of scope in depth. I don't like to clip up on a bomb because, you know, my bait's going in an area. I don't have to be ridiculously tight all the time. So once you get used to it, you can sort of gauge the distance. Just pop him in. What I'm wary of is how cold it was last night. So the depth I'm fishing in is massive. So I can almost map my peg out a little bit. And by that I mean, see, I'm going to chuck this in.
Are you counting it down or something?
Yeah, you see there was a slight...
Yeah. Drop back.
Yeah.
Okay, right on the end of his rod. Okay.
It's only a fraction, but I know I've probably got 2 to 3 foot there now.
Right.
Whereas if I chuck on the point, see, it's instant.
Straight away, yeah.
So I know
So
I'm
you've
in
got a
inches of water.
Okay.
And you know, all these that say, right, it's what the bomb falls a foot a second. You can't gauge it, because if I've got a tiny little dense weight with no resistance, or if I've got the same weight that's that size, the fall's going to be affected because it's
mass.
Water resistance.
Yeah.
So that's all going to affect how it sinks. But
So having a light tip, you get an indication in your rod that tells you how far deep for your...
yeah, you can tell with
Okay.
any tip, to be honest, because
Okay.
it'll pull round and then as it hits bottom it drops back. So we'll
Okay.
chuck it in the deeper water, so we've got a bigger window to see it. So he's sinking, hit bottom.
Oh right, okay, yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, you got to drop back, okay.
Although it doesn't tell you the precise depth, it gives you like a window to work in. So you can know, right, that's hitting the bottom straight away, I'm not getting any bites. I'll chuck it a bit off, right, I've got a count of 2 and I'm getting some. It gives you something to work with, it stops you fishing inefficiently. In terms of setting the rod up, it's on your rest, nice and comfy. You know, it's there if I need it, but I've locked it there with my eye against my rest. And that, for me, that's just perfect. You sit nice and low to the water, because the higher that tips off the water, the bigger the angle's coming off your feeder or your bomb. So you're just going to make yourself more susceptible to liners, foul upfit, etc, etc. All making sense so far?
Yeah.
So hook lengths and hooks, for me on here, it's 16s and probably 0.15. In summer I'll probably fish an 0.17.
The 16 is the hook size.
Yeah, 16, 9, 11, that style of hook,
Yeah.
or an LWG, anything like that. Because I want something, I just want to chuck in, get a bite.
Yeah.
I can't be too, especially this time of year, because we're not really in the dizzy heights of summer as yet. So I just want something that's safe, going to get me a bite, but there's enough security there. If I hook a bigger fish, I'm alright. Try get into a fishing nice and quick because the setups are very simple. 12-inch up length, 16 to like
Yeah.
10s, 12s,
Yep.
perfect. Because this is almost toned down F1 style, you
Yep.
can't really
Yeah.
do it. So we'll just start fishing and we will progress as we go. So you see I'm very conscious not to move the bomb. I'm just going to get tight to it, put everything
You can
down.
only sounded like Tommy Pickering then.
I was just about to say the same thing.
Don't move the bomb.
Don't move the feeder.
So
Don't with the
catapult-wise,
fear, exactly.
I'm not a fan of light catapults, I hate them. Because, think of it like throwing a ball. If I'm throwing a ball from me to you, hit it every time, be dead accurate. If I'm throwing a ball from here to where speed is sat, my accuracy is suffering because I'm maxing out, you know, sort of my capabilities. Hence why heavy catapult and big pouch as well. So what that's doing, putting all your bait in contact with the pouch rather than stacked on top of each other, so you get a tighter grouping.
Okay, yeah, okay, brilliant.
So, like you see, all grouped around that area.
So how long are you waiting for to get a bite? And that's all dependent on the weather.
3-4 minutes.
And then you recast regardless.
Yeah.
Summer or
Maybe
winter.
a bit longer. Winter will be longer.
Okay.
Summer is, you know, it's all relevant to the venue as well, I
Yeah,
suppose.
yeah, okay.
Yard off. All I'm trying to do is find my distance and where I'm actually fishing at the minute.
So you're looking for depth at the moment?
Yeah, I don't, like that first cast, on paper it looks brilliant. But you're not in a depth of water where fish are going to sit at the minute. Because
Okay.
of the 1 degree, it was 1 degree here last night.
Oh, okay, is that cold? Okay.
So that's gone in at 9:36, so probably give that 4 to 5 minutes.
So you stick a timer on or something like that?
Yeah, I would normally, but as it gets better, I saw you almost fish to a feel a bit more, so that was an indication then. Fish really soft tips as well, these are like 3/4 ounce tips.
Okay, you were right, weren't you?
It's really going to exaggerate anything like that, any little indications inside. And with the bomb, I like to fish, you know, sort of relatively tight to the bomb. I don't like a, you know, a slack line. Because I've got a much longer hook length than on a method feeder. If I was fishing a method, I fish it all dead slack, so I'm not running the risk of moving the feeder.
Okay.
How long
See-
is your up length on that bomb?
At the minute, it's 12 in, which for this lake is the wrong hook length. So
Okay.
I sort of need to have a little nightmare to show you why the other one's better.
Oh, right, okay. So you're showing us the worst case scenario, then it shows
Yeah.
the best case scenario, okay.
So, you know, it might be alright for a little bit, but hopefully, once we start getting the odd fish coming into the peg, we'll see why a different hook length's better.
Okay.
Always up it, but a lot of the time this sort of spring transition period is nice and steady, plod along, catch what you catch, and then last 2.5 hours they have a proper feed once the sun's been in the sky.
Right, so that 1 or 2 degrees increase in water temperature brings one to feed.
Yeah, and it's time of day as well. I think it's just like, even though it's cold, it's getting to a point where they have to feed at some point, don't they? Another nice little thing to touch on, length of rod rest. You know, see a lot of people using like the little V rests and things, you know, a lot smaller. I like a nice big one because, say I'm here today, I might have been a line there, it gives me scope to flip between the two without faffing with rod. I hate messing with rod rests, it just drives me mad. Whereas at least with this, I just put my rod down, it's done, and I can use the length of the rest to my angle. You know, if I'm fishing in the edge or other things, it gives me scope to do that. So in terms of feeding now, obviously 6 mils to the island. The main reason being I can group it and be accurate. As it warms up, what is really good on here is feeding volumes of 4 mils in the deeper water, get the fish almost rooting in that bottom, and then cast over it. I'll feed it today. I don't expect it to be good because how cold it's
So you're pinging 4s or 6s at the moment?
6s to the island,
Oh,
and
right.
4s in the beach.
Open open water, okay.
So just pick a spot almost. So I'm going to do it miles out way of what I'm hoping to be my main catching zone, i.e. that island. I'm not going to go silly because of how cold it is, but there's what, 20, 34 mils there. I'm just going to feed that twice, and I'll just feed it in that dark water there. And all I'm looking to do is see if them fish start fizzing in that area. Start ripping
Oh,
the
okay,
bottom
yeah,
off,
cool,
not
okay.
allowed to drop on.
Yeah, good shout.
And you know, how many times were you shallow fishing, you're feeding your bait, you're getting an odd one, but it's not going anywhere, and the bottom's just blowing. That's your time that this is brilliant, because you don't have to worry about foul looking fish, missing bites on a night, mate. Put it in, put your rod down, and just wait till your rod's been towed in. Once you've fed a volume of bait, either a method feeder on that line or a bomb is the only efficient way to catch them without creating a disaster for yourself. Because you have to think of how soft that bottom is. Like, if any of you ever like walked on a lake bed or anything, how it is like mush.
You can sink a foot into it, can't you,
sink that
easily?
far
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
So now imagine there's a load of fish there grubbing at pellets and things.
Oh, right, yeah.
Like, as soon as you're presenting a rig on that, you could be having a meltdown.
Yeah, we've got a Blake we fish down our way, and you quite often have to replumb up because the bottom's
Yeah,
been ripped
get
at this,
out.
and this is green fishing. So I mean, it's they just rip the bottom up, and you go out there and you're 2 inches under depth.
Starting slightly off the ice. I'm so not ooh, see the liner?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, he was on. So that's gone over his back.
Yeah.
Oh, right. So when you missed it, it's just that you said it, yeah, gone over his back. Okay, good
the
shout.
point's just gone over his
So there's
back.
fish there. You're too far forward.
So just probably yard short. So there's still not a massive depth. It's like, and it's hit. So I'm starting to get an idea of my bottom in the sense of I'm mapping out the depth. So again, time it. So it's on 9:41. So I'll probably give this 4 to 5 minutes
And you're not double pouching again?
on that line. No, because I've literally chucked in, fed my bait.
Okay.
Summer I'd happily just fill it and just pouch it again.
Right, okay.
My concern this again,
Cold,
until
isn't
I
it?
start getting
Yes.
some signs and bites, I don't want to overly commit to anything.
Yeah,
You know, if
because
I'm feeding 8-10 pellets twice,
yeah. You've got one hook bait against 16, yeah.
yeah,
16,
I'm
and then
not,
it doubles up to 32 and carry on, okay.
but as well, I don't know what's been at yet. I've not caught anything.
True.
So I don't want to go.
You've only had a liner.
blazing and it turned out to be. Well, you see it so often, don't you? This time of year, you're not sure if it's a 70, 80 pound day or a 150 pound day.
Good shout, okay.
So if I start off like this, you can react. If I've already fed the bait, I'm snookered. But if you're not as confident with your casting, i.e., you know, you think, oh, I don't want to fish without a clip, you can still fish a clip, but you know, work your clip. You know, you might come a yard closer, and you get used to it. Just find a setup that's comfortable for you. So, for instance, this is a 10 gram bomb. On this lake, I very rarely go heavier than that. I just
Okay.
think it's nice.
Because it's a small lake, you ain't got cast so far.
Yeah, but as well,
It's that splash, isn't it?
it's for disturbance.
True, yeah, because winter time, okay.
But you know, if I was fishing a method feeder, I'd only fish a 30 gram feeder because the bait is on that method. So if that method moves, it's done. If this bomb slides, it's not end of world.
Yeah, good shout, okay. Is the bait still attached?
Yeah,
Okay.
you've still loose fed your bait in whichever area. The concern at the minute is the lack of indications for me. So I'm not sat there thinking, oh, I'm having a nightmare, there's no fish. I'm sat there thinking, am I fishing the right depth? Do I need to be elsewhere? Should I have a drop on that line?
So question for you, why does it work better with a longer hook link than a shorter hook link?
It's not always.
Oh right, it
This
depends
is
on what they
we're
want.
coming on to, especially
Okay.
for F1s.
Okay, right.
Because what you have to think with F1, think how many bites you miss on a pole for an F1, and you've got a float dotted, it's literally that much on the bottom, and you sat there, it goes bing, and you miss it, and you think, You horrible little creature. So now imagine I've got 18 metres of line, which is
Yeah, yeah.
we think's tight, but it's still slack in
Yes.
comparison to a pole rig. I've got a hook length that long. That hook length doesn't, say your bomb falls here, the hook length doesn't sit
No, no.
there.
So,
Like that
guru.
underwater stuff,
Yeah,
it
yeah, yeah.
falls there.
Yeah. 2 inches
So
away from
he's
your
then
bomb.
got 12 inches he can move in any
Yeah,
direction
yeah.
before I even set the hook.
Okay.
The trade-off is obviously that fall of the hook bait coming in.
Oh, that's where you have a longer run. Okay. And if it's fluoro, it's straighter line anyhow rather than mono.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's another good point. That's all my bomb lengths are fluorocarbon.
They are now since that video.
No, I always did
Okay.
it anyway.
Okay. Good shout.
So yeah, going back to it, length of hook length's massive. Carp fishing, because of how we feed and we're a lot more aggressive, I do think you can get away with longer hook lengths. F1s, if I come on here, I just stick a 6 inch hook length on the bomb.
Okay, well that's
Because
short.
it's like, I just want it to go in, picks it up and it's nailed.
Yes.
So like,
Just like a bolt rig almost.
yeah, exactly. They can't pick it up, and as well because of the depth I'm fishing in, at most it's from the floor. What that maybe? Fishing longer hook lengths and getting that fall of the bait isn't as critical for me. I'd rather have the self-hooking properties of a rig as good as they can be.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Good shout.
Because whereas say I was cooking in loco, I almost want a longer hook length because that fall can be brilliant. So swings and roundabouts, and it again, there's no hard and fast rule. It is a feeling, and you sort of have to gauge it on the session and on the day of what's happening. So as you can see, no signs at cast. Picking up, and all I'm going to do, I'm just exploring my little area. I'm just trying to find where those fish want to sit. So bait's still good. There's still a drop there. That's all I'm looking for at the minute.
The drop back, you mean?
Yeah, it's
It
good.
gives an indication. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And then you're
So
on
I
the bottom.
know it's not that deep, which is the biggest worry for me. I'm just sort of the overriding thing ticking along is how cold it was last night.
Yes.
You know, if you come in that shallow water and start sucking on the island or up the bank, I'll see them go into it.
So yeah, you'll see disturbance in the water. Okay.
And what pound line are you using now?
£6.
£6.
£6 main line. You got £5 hook link or something.
0.15 hook lengths. So whatever
Depends who
that
makes
is.
it. Okay.
I just work in diameters, but
Okay.
the thing is a real line will always outlast a hook length line just because of the properties of it.
Okay.
The only, like when everyone goes snags on the island and says, "Oh, the main line's gone before the hook length," it's because the main line's what's snagged.
Oh right.
If you're
Okay.
just pulling on the main line has to break, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wind's pushing through. I don't want the waggler going through, so I'm thinking, right, that float on there might be too light. I might need a free grab. I might just to stop it tramming along.
So is there a reason why you got a crystal one there? See, clear one rather than the balsa one?
Just
or
the weight.
Okay.
Just the weights. Like I think, because of the size of the lake and the size of the fish, I think as soon as you start fishing wagglers heavier than sort of 3-4 gram, is it viable? Is it, you know, it's too much disturbance?
Okay. Yeah. Good shout. Okay.
Like a loco, big, deep, open water lake, it's 8 to 10 foot deep. You can chuck a big waggler, tighten up to it, put it on the rest, feed, and get a proper bite. This lake, because of the type
Yeah.
of fish, need a proper one.
So that's about right then. 12 minutes because it's cold. You have 3 chucks, so
No, it
10,
might just
12
be
minutes.
They have to have that little window to find your bait.
Yeah. Noise.
You know, it's very rare you chuck straight in and just get toaded into it.
Yeah. Good shout. Yeah. Unless it's a mugfish, get one. That's it. You don't get it for over an hour.
This doesn't feel right. It feels like it might. So I'm
Foul
found
it?
bigger.
Okay.
I'm just playing with that clutch. I just want that clutch nice. So if he does anything daft, it'll take.
Line rather than put pressure on the line itself.
Yeah. So like, see there. You can just hear it ticking if I need it to.
Wobbling a bit, innit?
Yeah, it's bigger. I thought it felt a bit.
So when you say big, it's what, 4 or 5 pound?
Might be bigger.
Okay.
It'll be 4 to 6. There is a snag down there. I'm not posing.
And you got a light tip rod.
Ooh, bad angry knife under. So now
It's not a big one.
everything's nice. I'm ready to go. But always work with bending your rod.
Okay.
Because you never, we've all done it, and anyone that says they haven't done it is lying. You do this, you mess about, and you look and you crack the tip.
Yes, yes, yes.
So what I'm looking for now is where that hook's sat in the fish's mouth. So
Okay.
he's a bit of a parrot mouth destroyed on, which is horrible, but it happens.
Yeah.
So he's just right in the corner of the bottom and top lip, so I'm happy with that.
So what you're not looking for then?
So any sort of bottom feedery type fishing should always be bottom lips.
Okay.
Because your point, try to explain it. So my rig in theory sat like this. This is the fish.
Yeah.
When he takes a bait, he's going to take it and move off.
Oh right. Okay. Yeah. Of course
Point
yes.
of contact's on the bottom, isn't it, with
Yeah.
the weight of the lead.
Right. Got
So
you
you
now.
should always pull down.
Yeah. Okay.
Your float fishing is your exact opposite, because your
They're top
fish
lip.
is coming up and then moving away. Shallow fishing.
Yeah.
Or on a pole, you're striking. On a waggler,
You're lifting up into him. Okay. Top lip.
Should always
Okay.
be top lip.
Right.
So what that becomes a useful tool for is if you're fishing shallow on a pole and everything's in the bottom lip, you're probably fishing too deep.
Okay.
I'm looking fishing the top lip on this. There's something drastically wrong.
Right. Okay.
Because the properties and the dimensions of the rig should physically not allow you to do it. So you see that, I'm just stopping it, I'm just watching that tip. I just want that ever so slight drop.
Drop back. Okay.
Just to know I'm in, the comfy depth, something they're going to be happy to come in.
So you're not counting it down. You're just watching tips back.
You get a feeling.
Okay. And it also helps that you know the lake as well.
Yeah.
If you went to a strange lake, you'd be watching that tip and seeing how long it takes for that tip to respond.
Yeah, I think,
Okay.
But I'd sort of think, right, what's a happy depth for them to come into? Like a 2-3 second count?
So you're on your second line. You're just waiting for the bubbles to come up. So that could
Yeah, I
be
might
half
do.
an hour, whatever it is.
I might have, say I caught my fish there, I might have a little run and then it goes a bit too
Quiet.
hot, and I just think, I just want to leave them alone, let them get happy there again. That's weird. Is that a fish? Is
Looks
there
that way.
water as well?
Yeah, it's going out. It's a wake of fish.
But yeah, you see really soft rods and really soft tips on venues like this, because I need to see and understand what's going on. Don't get me wrong, if I'm going on Loco or I don't know, Hawcroft, Berlindsey, where everything's like it could eat you, you're forced into fishing proper tackle. But if I can, I like light soft rod and light lines. For me it gets you more bites.
So you don't have a shock absorber at the end or nothing like that?
A shot leader, not on this sort of
Okay.
venue. If I was going somewhere and it was
Big fish.
big fish, or if I'm fishing and I'm fishing on rocks, because then if my main line goes, I can just redo my shot leader and shut back in.
Yeah, okay.
You're almost trying to create a spot that's weaker in your rig. So you see how cold now, isn't it?
Yeah.
The biggest sticking point for me at the minute is a lack of indications,
Okay.
which is what, like,
Oh, because normally you get liners and stuff.
yeah, I'd expect some, but as well, I've literally pumped my gear down, made a racket, fed some bait, and expected it to go solid. It's not sort of match conditions. It is as well, like, I'm 15 minutes in, and I've just had a carp, £4, £5. If I catch one of them every 15 minutes, I've caught £100. It isn't going to be a million miles off this time of year, is it?
Okay.
Weather and everything. again, going back to that tip, if I'm fishing a heavier, stiffer tip, I'm not getting any readings. That, see there?
Yeah, there you
It's
go.
on. But you see how not very good the bite was.
It's a little tiny.
Delicate is the word
Yeah.
you're looking
And that's why you got 3/4 inch tip. Okay.
So, and it's not a small fish. You can see it's proper, you know, it's a decent fish. This is where people are too complacent with this style of fishing, in the sense that, oh, you chuck it out, feed your bait over top, you get towed in. You can stack the odds so many ways. So what we'll do, we'll net this and change the up length. So you see the big carp was dead aggressive with it. This, I feel, is an F1. You know, not a little fish, is he? What is he? £1.5, £1.25? He's hooked perfectly in the bottom lip, exactly how we want it.
And he's an F1.
But the indication's been terrible. So that for me is the sticking point and the sort of prompt to change that up length.
Are you going shorter? Okay.
So all I do, 12-inch up length, fold it in half and retie my loop.
Yeah.
And the more difficult it's fishing, the more inclined I am to do this, because what you have to think is, when it's good, you know, Freddie and Phil the fish, they're in there swimming around, competing. He wants to eat the bait. They're not eating, they're bothered about other things. But they're competing, wanting to eat the bait. So they drop the guard, they feed very aggressively and go on. Like today, there might only be 1s and 2s coming in the peg at a time. And what happens then is we feed,
Very true, yeah.
we feed steady, pick it up, so you're not moving off with the hook bait. If I've got a load of slack, he picks it up and spits it out and goes, thank you very much. I know what that is, I've seen a million hooks before.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. But short hooking it, they can
Whereas
hook themselves.
shorting it, I'm stacking the odds.
So I thought you were going to lengthen it, you're shortening it.
The
Okay.
big bead that you got on the attachment.
Just quick change speed.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
That's a little
Yeah,
German
I
one,
know.
but everyone does them, don't they?
Yeah.
So, same again, sort of hook length. Still got a bit of a drop. Tell you what, it's strange going from 13 foot rods yesterday. Now I've been fishing a lot, but it still takes a bit used to.
So yesterday your 13 foot was for a waggler or for a bomb or what?
Now I was dreaming yesterday.
Okay.
Again, feed the bait.
2 pouches, okay.
Yeah, like 6 to 8 pallets.
Okay. And you're giving it a 4-minute window.
Yeah, you know,
Depending what the fish are
5
telling you.
minutes
Yeah,
is
okay.
a nice sort of starting point. Like, as you get in the bites and as your peg develops, you get a clearer image.
Yeah.
All my bites are after 2 minutes, there's no point leaving it 5 minutes.
No, I got that part. Yeah, if you've got a fish, yeah, I got that part. But if it's not working after 5 minutes, you'll recast and you might go 6 minutes in
Yeah,
quarter of an hour's
6,
time or something. Okay.
But I think you're... What you have to be sort of aware of is the number of fish you're fishing for. And by
Season
that,
up, was you?
what I mean is, if I'm coming here and I'm fishing a bomb on this lake, I might need to catch anywhere between 50 and 80 fish, you know, to catch a competitive weight.
Right.
If I'm going on local, I might need 12 fish, 15 fish.
Okay.
So what I have to do is gauge, you know,
How long you got to wait?
yeah, but as well,
How much bait you're putting in?
if I'm on local, I need 3 fish an hour, 1 every 20 minutes.
Okay.
It's not a busy day. On
Right.
here, I need 10 to 20 fish an hour. So
Because they're smaller fish.
possibly
Okay.
stamp of fish.
Because
Get rid of some Guinness.
Good luck.
Too much
more
info.
information. Yeah, Tar.
Relative way you're going, I know, like some of the lads go to gold and things, you know, you're not fishing for millions of bites, but so much of bomb feeder fishing is windows. You seem to get windows,
2 or 3
When
fish and
you-
what goes quiet. Okay.
or in terms of all your bites will come after 4 minutes. Like,
Okay.
you know, like we went on that Iberian festival in October, you were fishing for between 6 and 10 fish a day, but all your bites you chucked in, put your rod down, it was on.
Okay.
So even though you're fishing for an handful of fish, you're having a load of casts.
Right. Okay.
Other times you might be fishing for a handful of fish, you chuck in, put the rod down, fold your arms, and say that's it there till it goes round.
Right.
It's again, it's relevant to how the fish are behaving, I suppose. But you see the drama. The thing that I know I keep going back to it is the lack of indication. So I'm sat.
It's literally two pull rounds and
Yeah,
one
it's
line
just
bite,
gone
isn't it?
and I've not had a sign. Well, I'm like,
Yeah. Are you thinking the fish are not eating?
not possibly not eating, but I think it could be a depth of water thing. Do they want to feed in that depth?
Do you think it's too shallow then?
Possibly.
Are you wondering
Possibly
deeper
with how
water?
cold and clear it's been, but also it's think how windy and overcast and it's gone warm and flat, warmish.
So, question because it rained yesterday, don't cold water go into the bottom and sit on the bottom though?
Cold water drops, so in my head, I think shallow water will be the best
Yes.
place to
That's
fish
why you
them.
start in shallower water
Yeah.
than the depth of 6-8 foot, wherever the middle is.
At the flip side of that, are they happy to go into that depth of water? From the signs of the bites I'm getting at the minute, I'd say no.
Right. So you use your watercraft to find out where they are, and
Yeah,
what depth
but
of water they are,
the
and that.
beauty of it is, even though you're trying to fish relatively tight to the island, you've got odd bits of bait landing short,
Yeah.
so it does give you a license to roam almost.
So when do you go to a 2 foot hook link then?
See that? See it hit the fish?
You hit a
I don't
fish.
see it, no.
It's
I might have it
dropped,
on.
dropped back and then gone again,
Oh, okay, right, okay.
and that's coming shorter. And yes,
say
I've
you're in
not had a bite, but the 2 times I've dropped short, it's gone over one's back and I've hit
Yeah.
a fish.
Right, okay. That's what you're saying. Okay. So that means they're in deeper water, does it?
Possibly.
Okay.
But, you know,
Could be sitting
know,
a foot
I'm
under the surface. It's
Okay.
Really,
Yeah, good shout. Okay, that's
see
it.
there? Line,
Yeah, yeah, there you go.
See the difference in the bite with
Yeah.
the shorter hook length?
Right, okay.
So he's not fed very aggressively, but he can't get away with it because his hook length's too short.
Yeah, he's hooked himself straight
And
away.
how many people have sat there fishing 12-inch hook length? and they
Or
might-
longer, or longer.
And they might not have even seen that indication.
So you're on the premise that if you're short hook link, you'll get more bites. Depends on the day.
Yeah, the harder it is, the more inclined to fish short hook length I am because
Oh, okay. The
that
harder it is.
impatience
It
quicker,
can't
isn't
get
it?
away
Yeah,
with
yeah,
it.
yeah. Gotcha. Yeah, yeah.
It exaggerates everything. That shorter hook length is like us on a pole rig relating it to it's putting a shot close to your hook. It just
Yeah,
magnifies
yeah,
everything.
yeah. Okay, brilliant.
He's a serious F1, isn't he?
Well, only £3.
Might be.
2.5, yeah, 2.5, 3.
See, nailed bang on bottom lip.
And quick as well.
It won't be like that. I've not got many hooks left. I can't lose it.
It's a shot behind you.
Loads of 6-inch hook links you can have. All tight to 0.21 line.
Yeah, so
It's a 0.15 about
It's
£5
not
something,
really,
5 £1/4 line. 0.15 in it. When you makes it.
Well, yeah.
but different coloured hook baits, you know, reds. There's a big sort of trend for red pellets.
Robin reds and stuff like that.
Yeah, but you see there as well. You see, I'm a line.
Big bow in it, yeah.
All I'm doing, I'm not moving the bomb. I'm picking the line up.
Oh right, okay, yeah, yeah, I've seen it before. Okay,
So you see now, I'm tight. I'm direct to the bomb.
right. And it bowed because of the wind. Caught
Yeah.
it. Okay, right.
And I'm not going overzealous with the pellets in terms of, you know, I'm just feeding 6-8 pellets twice.
So on your second line, you're just chucking that every time you catch a fish, you're chucking.
What over?
Yeah.
That,
Yeah, the fours.
it's almost a throwaway line. If it comes
Yeah.
there, I'm winning the match. Isn't it?
Oh, you'll keep feeding that for the next hour or so.
So, quarter past,
Yeah.
needed to move on.
Yeah.
And then give them 5 minutes to, we've just got to be pretty tight with the times.
Yeah.
So, quarter past to 5 minutes to swap over, so it'll be 20 past 10.
Yeah.
And give them 45 minutes again.
Yeah.
Then send these lot up into here, and I'll send the next group down here then.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay with that? I was going to ring you, but I thought I'd disturb your coaching.
And show you all your pellets are floating.
Oh yeah, they are, aren't they?
Good point. I forgot about it.
Oh, you haven't wetted them. Oh, yours are all right. You pre-soaked them. No, but he. Oh yeah, well, because he float. Yeah, were pellets.
That is why pellet oil.
Rather than soaking them, you put pellet oil on them.
Yeah, because the problem with soaking,
Just had a line by then as well.
you start the breakdown. Loads of fish not looking at your rod. That's
Yeah.
the tip, like sandwiches, that sort
If
of.
it was on the method, it'd have gone in by now, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So the oil is important then. Okay.
Yeah, like that's a Scopex oil. I'm not one to say this flavour is magic, especially on a venue like this where there's massive volumes of fish. If it's for volume, if you're confident in a flavour or a colour, roll with it, no problem at all. But for me, on this style of venue, I don't think flavour and colour is, well, colour is massive. I don't think flavour is, because there's too many numbers.
Right. Okay.
Say I went to Boddington, I'm fishing for 6 foot ice, and I'm leaving it in for half an hour. I want my bait potent and strong, and
Okay.
stand out as possible.
Yeah.
And the reason for not, if for instance that line, I'd be fishing up and I'd be fishing shallow with a pole, come back today and on the deck with a bob. So what I wouldn't want to plug the pellets, because I wouldn't want to bomb everything to the deck. However, if it is looking like more of a bomb day, just give them a quick drizzle, just a generous squirt.
So we've got sink on as well.
Yeah, just make them a bit denser.
Yeah. Breaks the surface water surface temperature.
Yeah, it's yellow, it's a Scopex, so it will.
Nice smell, Scopex. So you're going for a sweet smell. So you've tried a few flavours then, Alex?
I just like Scopex. for
Okay,
me.
okay. So it's a confidence thing. It's what you're comfortable with.
Yeah, what we got, 10 minutes, eh? Yeah, the problem is, yes, for this, in terms of what we're doing today, perfect, brilliant. The issue with it, if I'm fishing shallow, look how quick they're gone.
Yeah, okay.
So you're almost...
So that's no good for shallow fishing then?
No, because it's like, they come to a noise with a bait, they're just bombing on.
Yeah, of course you're going straight to the bottom.
Would you, if you was fishing shallow, would you just have water next to you and dip them in the water before you ping them out?
You could do.
Yeah.
Do.
So
Or
they
you
don't
could
float
flash
off.
Soak them on
Yep.
and off. Mine
Another
grab
twitch.
with soaking pellets. If I soak these in water, they get that
yeah,
soft, fluffy edge on them.
yeah,
Yeah.
They start crumbling.
make them go a bit scatty, doesn't it?
Yeah, they start sifting and it just becomes a nightmare.
We've caught on shore.
I've not had a chuck yet. I'll have this chuck and next chuck's on the short. But they give themselves away on that and just start
Yeah.
digging and they blow
When
a lot of the time.
when we fish Homersham, that's what you're looking for when you fish Homersham.
Should we look at
It's
bubbles
on that,
coming
on
up?
that 20-metre line when you
Okay.
pellets out. So
Even
once
in
it starts
winter, they
bubbling
blow
up,
on that line when they come on it. You see,
Right,
not
okay.
like jacuzzi, but little pinprick bubbles.
So because we're short on time, you're going to chuck it over that line
Yeah,
soon,
I don't.
just to
You're
see.
gonna drop waggler on that line.
I'd chuck waggler on either line. Not so much that line. I'd fish a pole over that line. I'd have to
Oh,
chuck
right.
a waggler to the eye.
So you won't chuck a bomb on that line then?
On what line?
That line.
I would chuck a bomb there. I wouldn't throw a waggler there because why? I'd just fish a pole
Right, okay.
because of the accuracy and I can leave it in.
Yeah.
Whereas to the island, sometimes that waggler can be brilliant. You literally chuck
Yeah.
it, hits and it pulls the rod.
You got a lovely little indication again.
The reason I've not fished the waggler today is it doesn't feel aggressive enough. They're not competing for the bait. So at the minute it almost feels like a little trap setting exercise is the way to go, as opposed to trying to catch them.
What about you?
Squeeze me. No, it's duck.
Ducks. Alright. I don't do that, that's why I was saying.
There was quicker. There's a toilet in there, you know.
yeah.
Quicker.
Stuff like that. Yeah, it's their Scopex swab.
What is it that?
Fair liquid. It's nice as well, on micros, if you want to make them stickier.
Just fluff them up.
No, just all around them.
Made them more yellow.
There's that as well,
I
yeah.
use that banoffee
Yeah, banoffee
little-
flavour.
little squeeze.
Absolute stuff, is it?
That banoffee liquid.
Pellet oil type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I put that over pellets and I put it over sweet corn as well because it makes the sweet corn go brighter.
Oh, that on corn's ridiculous. It's like
Yeah.
fluorescent. Glow in the
It just
dark.
makes it stand out that much better.
Like it's radioactive, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's very active. Brilliant.
You'd be surprised how much brighter it makes it. You know, if you buy a tin of sweet corn and it's sort of like paley yellow, put some of that on and it just transforms it. And I'll bring it out.
Sainsbury's cool. Basically.
Morrison's.
I've not tried the Morrison's. Tried as the Tesco and Sainsbury's. I've always found Sainsbury's is right.
Morrison's super sweet. Frozen in a bag.
Frozen in a bag.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not frozen corn. It's too
About
soft. Comes off the hair. Alright for feeding, to be fair.
About 85 pence a bag.
Keep telling you buy loads of tins of it, don't use frozen. Don't listen.
And
I won't buy
Aldi
frozen.
do some as well.
He does frozen.
Yeah.
Aldi do some decent sweet corn.
Yeah, 135 there, isn't it, for a kilo?
But I'm not holding out much hope.
In a tin.
So, because of
Oh,
this, I've
yeah, I'm
not
putting my
got
tins.
I've not got a reference point in the sense of the island. So what I'm going to do, feed once, feed twice, chuck in my pot.
I hope this lands in the middle of it.
Certainly did.
And then you see how, because there's a fall on the bomb, I've leant forward.
Yes,
down for
yeah.
that bomb coming towards me.
Oh, you don't want to pull it way back from that feed area, okay.
Yeah, so again,
Lift up,
trying to find
take the
somewhere.
slack, okay. It's only just when we've got to do stuff, isn't
It's not
it?
you, is it?
No. Not sure what my alarm sounds like. I must have done it off, but no. Mine's more like a noise.
Bring that rod back round. We've got
I
3
wouldn't even be able
minutes
to
to
tell
get
you what my alarm sounds like.
Sounds like that.
Has anyone got any questions with anything, or everyone happy? All makes sense.
My video, so I can come back to refer to it. So the only time you put a 2 foot line on it is if it's
I don't really.
you don't do a 2 foot hook length.
I'll fish 15-inch hook lengths in winter.
Okay.
Because I feel the fall of my bait's quite important.
And you're doing fluoro on the hook lengths.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
right.
as well, because the water's clearer.
Is that as well?
That
Okay.
fall is important for me.
And the line's more straight rather than curly whirly, rather than the bomb goes in, it falls 2 inches away from the bomb. Okay. And they can eject the bait if they've got a 2 foot hook link, can't they? Okay. Okay.
But even like on this lake, even in winter, it's a short hook length lake because of the F1s.
The volume of fish. Okay, and they're still feeding in the winter, aren't they? Yeah. I saw something.
They've got a fly or something down, haven't they?
What, a fly? Is that much of a sensor, is it?
So
And
lots-
mine
lots-
ain't got an alarm on it. Mine's got an immobiliser. I ain't got an alarm on it.
Oh, is it?
It's not mine. Mine ain't got an alarm. It's got an immobiliser. The what?
So a lot of skimmers and roach in here as well, or a lot of silvers.
Loads,
No.
to be honest. But even though this isn't going round, I'm buying myself some time. I'm leaving them alone.
Are you doing a rest? Okay.
So it's,
You're resting your line.
yeah. I mean, you could always say, "Oh, feed another line there," which I could do. But at the end of the day, I think the big thing is
So how many lines would you feed then in a match also?
how long's a piece of
Yeah.
string.
Oh, you might do 2, you might do 3, you might do whatever.
The better it's fishes. So if I, say I went, I don't know, come here, and 180 to 200 pounds winning the matches on this lake, I think, right, how do I catch 180, 200 pounds? It's going to be a bomb to an island, shallow on the pole and in the edge, and that's it.
Yeah, you got Twitch now, yeah, yeah.
Because they're the only methods you can catch that sort of weight.
Yeah, okay, yeah, of course.
If it's £80, I'd set pellets up long on the deck. I might chuck some maggots on a short pole because there's a lot more methods come into play to catch that £80. It's a lot more bitting and bobbing between areas.
It's not racing, is it?
No, it's plodding. Was that the pigeon did that?
Pass. Don't know if a goose came out or goose came in or whatever came out. Don't know. It's difficult to say. I weren't looking. I'll have a look at the video later on and let you know.
So is everything happy, makes sense?
Yeah.
Obviously, if L crops up as you go through the day, just bob back and we'll go through it.
You say if you with that line there, if you weren't catching on the bomb, but they were fizzing, you'd bung a method feeder over it quite happily, just a small. So on the short line, on your
I'd happily fish a method.
Yeah.
I think as well, the later in the day you get, if you're loose feeding, the method is better because it creates that focal point
Yep.
within that mass of pellets. At the minute, I've got needle in a haystack, so to speak.
Yep.
But you know, it's all horses for courses. These things, it's varying so much day to day.
Would you go with a small method feeder over it, even in the summer, or would you go
Yeah,
with
because on this lake it's the frequency of casting.
Yep.
So it's like,
Oh, right, okay.
rod down, 2 minutes, wind it in,
Yep.
2 minutes,
So the weight would be the same, just a smaller feeder.
Yeah.
Okay, right. And your preference is a flat method or a hybrid? Depends on the lake. Depends on the lake.
If I'm fishing ground bait, it'll always be a flatbed method.
Okay.
And I don't want to go into it too much because that's probably Speedy's talk.
Okay.
So ground bait, flatbed method, pellets, I'd always go hybrid.
Okay. And you're always using 2s, not wetted down 4s or something like that?
No, 2s.
Mixture. Not ground bait and micros?
Yeah,
Mixture? It's
Speedy will
painting.
tell you.
Okay, good shot, yeah. Okay, right, okay. Sorry, fella.
I don't want
Don't steal his thunder.
What?
Green Swinston and marine halibut,
That's the mixture, is it? Which way round?
both together.
Yeah, but spoon is just ground bait, isn't it, generally? And the halibut is pecked at the micros?
That's what Speedy uses.
As in micros, the halibut, or they ground bait as well?
No,
It's a ground bait, yeah.
Okay, right. That's his ground bait mix, okay.
Brilliant method makes that.
Okay.
What's that? Halibut.
Green, stem swimming, and halibut.
And green Swinston.
No one's doing a pace tuition. Is that deliberate?
I think you're right with that, Brian.
I'm a pace head. That's why I'm doing this. So I can get away from it for a bit.
Yeah, but have you used the green Swinston lately? It's shite for paste.
I used it the other day, didn't catch anything with it. No, I did it at Monks.
It's grittier, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's gritty.
Yeah.
I'm sieving it. I'm actually sieving the green Swinston
Oh, yeah?
to get all the shite out of it.
Oh, okay.
I still think it makes the best pace out
That
of any.
citron, Gaz, that middle one.
Are we out of time now? Alex, we've still got time.
We're over, 2 minutes over.
Right, do we have to go now, do we?
I think we swapped, don't we?
Yeah.
You do?
Speedy will still be tight.
No, is he?
Yeah, but I think what we'll probably end up doing, we'll end up stopping a bit later because it's sort of been a fleeting talk, and then if there's anything you want to go through later on, we can touch on it again.